guys, this is Rosa Kelly. So today we're going to continue working on our Lapbook journal here, and so as you recall, we completely finished this side here. At least the inside is done. I still haven't decorated this little bag, but I will do that later. We also went ahead and created this little journal on this other panel. So today we're going to continue on this side and embellishing the outside of our book and adding all the little details. So the first thing that I want to do is add this beautiful lace here onto my inside spine pieces. Now, as you remember, this measures 2 inches and I have this lace that fits perfectly. So I'm just going to cut it right here and go ahead and add this down there. So for that, I'm going to be using my fabric tack glue. That should be good. And I'm just going to add it right in there. Okay, so little by little we're building this book and I think it's coming out quite nice. I love how eclectic it looks, like a combination of little bits and pieces of everything. Now on this side, I am thinking I'm going to add one of these pages to fill most of the space here on the back. And then I also want to play with other envelopes that I found here on my stash. So I'll show you those. Okay, so that is that piece. And here are the envelopes that I found. And these are large, but I think they fit perfectly if I put them on this side, because this side of the folder is taller than, for example, this side. It will stick out. So I don't want this to stick out from the top. So I think over here is like the perfect place to put them. So let me put these aside for now and let's build this little envelopes into, I want to do like a trifold that you will also have, you know, more pockets on it. So I think if I put, and I'm not gonna glue anything yet because I just want to play with the shape of this book. So I think if I put one in there, here's one opening page here, and then I can probably do the same on this side and just glue this like that, and then this will be a little trifold, and this will close this like so. I think we can do that. I just want to make sure that we can open it all the way like that. The expansion is what I like on these types of books. Okay, so I think since I like it, and then we can keep this as a pocket, and same thing here, we can keep this as a pocket. So I'm just gonna add glue on this side, this flap side of the envelope on the back. Okay, so there we go. And now we can insert that on the first envelope. Okay, here we go. And then for the third envelope, all I'm gonna do is just glue this on top. So on this one, I'm gonna put the glue on the inside, but I'm just going to do the border here, one line, instead of doing everything, because I want these to be as a tag spot. So here we go. I'm just gonna put this right on top. Make sure they lined up, and there we go. So now we have that, this. Okay, so let's make sure it closes, which it does. All right, so now let's look at the back. How does this look? We only glue this little line, so we have a little tag spot in here, and now we have the other envelope from the first, you know, the first one. We have this little side. So I'm gonna do the same here. I'm just going to glue one little line in here, just like this, and then we will have kind of like a like a belly band on a way, like a different type of belly band. So if we have, sorry, my dog is trying to get in here. And so now, like I was saying, so now we glue these two sides and we have these two opened, so we can actually slide something in on the inside. Now this one's a little wide, so I'm going to make it a little bit narrow by just trimming. I'm gonna trim 1/2 inch on both sides, just like that. Okay, and then we can redo the corners later on, but I just want to show you that we have now a place to slide something under, just like that. I think it's kind of cute. And then we can even add a piece of ephemera on the middle here, like something like that, you know, like a little belt. And then we have this cute little tuck spot. Maybe I'll make it a little bit narrower so it slides easier. Okay, so I think this should be fine. And there you go. So I won't add this piece yet. If I'm gonna add this, I'll probably back this up onto cardstock. All right, so that feels a lot better in terms of, you know, like doesn't get stuck. All right, so now we have this little trifold with the belly band on top, and I'm going to ink all around that, but first I want to see how I'm going to place this idea into my book. Now I know I want it here, and I want the belly band to be showing, and so then let's see how this works. I think this is perfect. So we will glue it on this back side. Oh my goodness, I love it. Okay, so let's go ahead and ink all around this envelope. All right, so now I have everything inked up, and I just love how, you know, messy, vintagey it kind of looks. And I don't think I'm gonna be covering this with paper because I want to use most of this space for just taking notes and journaling, and I want to keep the pockets, but I'll definitely embellish with some of my ephemera. And then for this page, I decided maybe I can add the envelopes as a belly band, or not a belly band, but like as a pocket, so that way we can use the space behind it instead of covering this beautiful paper just by gluing it. So what I'm gonna do is just add glue on the bottom here and on the top, just like that. And I'm gonna place it right here. Now if you want to make it into a pocket, you can also do this side as well, or you can just leave it. I don't think nothing would slide over the stitches. And then we can just add this right here. And like I said, we have this space as a pocket where we can add this page so we can journal a little bit more. And I love that this one, I printed it on two sides, so it's perfect to add a lot of journaling there. And now I'm going to do the piece as I was saying, and let me just back that. Let me see if I have another one that I like this one. I think I like this one more, but we definitely have options. And I'm gonna back these on some cardstock, some scrap piece here of cardstock, and then we can trim around it. I'll just do that super quick and easy. And I'm also going to ink this up. There we go. Something like that. And now we can add this in here. So I'm going to first add glue on this side, so I know exactly where it needs to go. And then I'm gonna add glue on these two sides here. And I'm not gonna do glue on the center because I don't want to glue in there. So now I'm ready to place this down, and I can use this little tag in here as well. Now I do want to kind of trim it like it was at the beginning, and something like that. Okay, and we can add this. Perfect. So then we have a place to journal, add pictures, whatever you like to do. And we have this little trifold to put more journaling, more pages, or more pictures. And maybe I can embellish this a little bit. I can use this cute little Santa on one of these pages, just so it doesn't look too plain. Okay, but I definitely don't want to make this too bulky. Okay, just keep it plain and simple. Little images here and there. Maybe I can add something here, like a little banner, something. So I'm gonna do glue on the top like that, and glue on the top. I'm doing the top just in case we want to add a picture there, something like that. And then we can do Christmas lights, maybe this airmail. I'll just do Christmas lights. That's cute. Okay, here we go. Quick and simple, and relaxing. We don't have to overthink anything today. Okay, and again, journal, pictures, pockets, just all the little things we like. Big area here for whatever you like to do. A cute little belly band, a pocket, a journal. I just love how this is coming along. Now we have the back panel here. I don't have a lot of room, especially if you consider that we're gonna add pictures and all that stuff. So I probably won't do much on this area, but definitely we can do something. And why not use the space? Okay, so maybe just an envelope so we can add different, memorabilia or things that we like to do. And how about we do 2 envelopes, just like we did on the other page, and then this envelope can tag in here. So the difference is that these envelopes will have, a closure. The other ones didn't. So let's go ahead and glue this down. The first one on the top, like that. And then this one here, I want this envelope to be able to tack into this one as a closure. So I'm only going to glue the sides, okay, and then the bottom. Here we go. So it could be a tag, and it could also be, a tag space, and it could also be a pocket on its own, so then this will tag in here like that. But then you also have another pocket if you need, to add something cute in there. And then to keep this one closed, we can use one of these little papers, something like that. But again, I'm gonna back this onto some cardstock. Here we go. So I am actually making dinner as I make this, so I gotta go and check on my food for a second. You know, I love that I moved my craft from right next to the kitchen so I can, you know, as the food is cooking and boiling, I can be here and keep an eye on it. Okay, so I'm just going to ink all around it. And there we go. Just glue the sides as a belly band. And now we can place that right here, airmail. And then that will be the closure. Make sure it's even for this one. Let's see. So this will tag in there. Why is this not working? Okay, it's getting cut with something else. So that will tag on that, and then this one will tag in there. And then we have 2 pockets with a closure on that back side. I love it. So these envelopes here, I'm just trying to see. So these ones were open just for tags, right? No closure on this side. So they're similar but different. Alrighty, so I'll be right back. Alright, so we just had lunch. That was really good. So I have here a piece of sari silk, and I'm going to just pass this on my tag, so I think it will look kind of cute and still a little bit vintagey if we add it up there, and then it'll be easier to take in and out of here. There you go, something like that. So yeah, so that's usually how it goes, right? I'm working on something and at the same time I'm doing a million other things, and the video looks nice because it looks like it's just one long video, but no, it's a lot of little pieces because I do have 3 kids and they always need my attention, of course, and sometimes they have to eat. So I'm gonna use this sari silk also as a closure for the book, and I'm going to add it now because sometimes I forget and then I realize I do everything and then my book doesn't have a closure. So I'm just gonna wrap this around like that, and there we go, something like this. And you can simply just cut a piece and start here, but I want this to be really secure, so I'm going to go all the way around and I'm going to add my glue. Okay, so let's see, I'm gonna put that one there and then all the way around and to this here also. Alrighty, let's do this. Okay, and yeah, now for the back, I want this to be a little bit, this is going to be my back and this is my front. So on the back, I want this to be more sturdy. So I actually have some cardstock, like a little bit heavier than the paper that I printed. So I'm going to use that to give my book a little more stability there. And I have 2 pieces because since I'm working with scraps, this is not tall enough, so I'm gonna do these reds on the top. So let me go ahead and ink this as well. There you go, and let me just glue this down now, and let's do this here. And I'm doing it towards the side instead of the center because I'm going to add some lace on my spine, and I don't need it to cover the whole side over there. Okay, so I'm just gonna glue this right on top, just like that. Okay, there we go. And then since we're on the cover, on the front, I'm going to use this piece from the collection. Now this front has a pocket, so you don't need the piece to be that big. And I do want to have that stitching around, but I don't want to stitch my pocket, and it'll probably be really hard to try to take this into my sewing machine. So I am just going to simply stitch this piece of paper around the sides like that. Okay, so I have all the stitch around in there, so you can see. And so before I glue this, let me see how I want my cover to look. I know I want this Santa and this adorable image. Oh my gosh, I love that that little deer. And then maybe I can do this paper doily, so you know, so it kind of helps the image stand out. I like that. That's cute. And let me see what else I pulled out here. This Merry Christmas, the 25th, you know, so let's see how this looks. And yeah, I think that should be good. I don't think I want to overload this. All right, so oh, and I do have this lace that I showed you at the beginning that I want to use on my spine, and since this is super wide, I want this to like wrap everything around. So all right, so let me put these pieces on the side, and the first thing I'm gonna do is glue this down. Now if you're worried about the page being too thin and the wear and tear of your journal, you can add a layer of Mod Podge on top of this paper, or you can use regular cardstock paper, but I will add a layer of Mod Podge to kind of protect it, you know, from time and from use. And okay, so I'm just gonna add that right there. And now the lace here, so I'm gonna cut this. And honestly, I don't know where I got this lace from. I think it was Happy Mail, because I don't remember buying it. I know I had some questions about it, and so yeah, so sorry. But I did find something very similar to this when I was in Peru, and I think you can look for like table runners, you know, like the ones that you put on your coffee table. I don't think I'm cutting this straight, so I'm gonna do this again. And so yeah, so I think they're so beautiful. I know I got some in Peru. I'm sure they sell them everywhere, but they're basically for your coffee table, and they're this beautiful like crochet little table runners. And I'm thinking this probably was something like that, because you know how it has the two ends. It's not like a long piece of fabric. Okay, so I think this is pretty even. And I do have the pocket here, so I'm not gonna go all the way up. I'm just gonna stay under the pocket. And let me make sure that I have this center. Okay, so I think this is good. I like how this is coming along. So let's put some glue in here. There we go. Just like that. Okay. And then we're gonna do, just lay this flat so I can press this down. That. And then we can do the back. All right, so now let's add these other pieces here, and I just love the collection. I don't remember how I put them, but I think we can figure something out. So I'm just going to add my paper doily here, and yeah, so we can add these, and just like that. All right, and then I'm going to add these pieces. So I know I want Santa. Maybe I'll put him under the lace a little bit, just like that, so I have enough room to put this cute little deer. So cute. Okay, so maybe we can put them, let's see, I know I had that one there and Santa, but I think it's more like that. Oh gosh, I can't remember now. All right, so I'm just gonna glue this one, Santa there, and maybe this one we can put up here. It's kind of looking at Santa. Okay, so let's do that. Let me start with this one. And so yeah, so that's what happens when I I go and do a bunch of things and then I come back. I actually went and to the store, took my daughter. She had a little party with her classmates today, so I went to get a little, you know, gift that she's supposed to bring for White Elephant, and I thought it was gonna be quick, but of course it wasn't, because everything is crazy right now, in terms of the register. The line to the register was like, gosh, the longest I've ever seen. And then we're like, oh my gosh, we're already here. So yeah, that was fun. So anyway, so yeah, so then I came home and I was so tired. I took a little break and now I'm back to this. So I forgot what I was doing. All right, so I know I want to put Merry Christmas, and then I want to put this December, and this is a little bit too white, so I'm just going to lightly ink in this little piece of paper to make it look more distressed. Let me see, like that, something like this. Alrighty. Okay, and then I can put this here and this. Okay, let's just do it. Sometimes when I overthink too much, I don't like overthinking, because there is a million different ways we can put this sticker, or this piece of ephemera, but at the end of the day, you know, it looks good either way. Okay, so maybe I won't do this. I like it, I just don't think that it fits, but maybe if I trim this leaf, it will look a little bit better, I think. Yeah, okay, so yeah, I think that is what was a little bit bothering me. That little leaf. Okay, so now we can do that, and I like it. Oh my goodness, I love it. This is actually a pocket, so we can use one of our tags to add in the back here. And let's also do my seam binding for the tag, just like we did the other one. And okay, so let's do that. And okay, so we can pass this through, and there you go. And maybe I can make this a little bit shorter. Alrighty, and then this will tag in here, and then you can add a dedication of who do you want this to be, to go. If it's for yourself, then you can add the year that you did it, you know, a little sentiment. If it's dedicated to your family, you can write that down. All right, so I think I like how this is coming out. I am going to ink this because it just kind of bothers me not being inked around like the other pieces of paper. And there you go. Now you can layer here if you like. I wouldn't layer too much because it is gonna tag right in there. Okay, so maybe something, thinking of you at Christmas. If you're gonna dedicate this to someone, I will definitely add that little piece, or you can just leave it plain. Alrighty, so now let's go back to the inside, because this is what we were doing. We were in here first and we weren't quite done, but I think we're pretty close of being done. Now this little flap is going to come out when you open the book. So I want to add like a little little piece of Velcro to keep this closed. Since we didn't add any magnets, you could most definitely add magnet here, magnet there, if you're covering this up, but I'm not, so I'm going to find some Velcro. I know I have some, just don't know where I put it at this point. But here I am also going to do, I think another one of these tags should be good in there. It's kind of falling in here, but how about we do something different with this tag? Since we have a little bit of room on that pocket, we can maybe create a little journal piece on this tag. And let me just see what I have to work with. I have all of these scrap pieces of paper, so maybe this will be something good to add. And let me just make it fit. So I'm gonna trim all of these right in here. Where are my big scissors? See, my daughter came and she was here on my table right now wrapping her little present for her friends, so I think she might not taken my stuff. Okay, so I'm just cutting that to the size that will fit, and I'm going to stitch this whole thing down. But I think before I stitch on the first page, we can add, have a lot of pieces of scraps here, so we can add some lace, something, and to make this into a pretty tag. It's gonna be like a little tag journal, I guess we can call this, because it is a tag, and we're gonna have little journaling pages in here. Now, if you don't stitch, we can most definitely staple this down, but I'm going to stitch this and I'll be right back. Here you go. Now we turn this tag into a cute little journal and made out of scrap pieces. Now look what I found. I found some buttons. So let's just add some of these cute little buttons in here. And we can probably add those throughout the little book. I love the look of buttons. Okay, so here we go. We got 2 up in there. And then because this is a tag, I'm also going to do some of my seam binding in there. Okay, so I think this is coming along, you know, quite quickly and nice. It's, you know, sometimes when we start we have no idea what we're going to do, which is exactly what happened with me and this project. But then it starts, you know, taking direction and it's good. It turns out to be better than what we imagined. So now this tag with the little buttons is going to go on these pockets, and I want the buttons kind of peeking through a little bit. There you go. And then these buttons can also be like a stopper, but I love it. Okay, so now on this page it is a little bit too plain, so let's go ahead and just add some of these ephemera pieces. I have this gorgeous lady here, and maybe, you know, she's so vintage looking, so elegant, so maybe I'll do that. And we can do this one here, thinking of you at Christmas. I think that is super cute, and I love the line paper. We can definitely journal in there. I'm going to leave the top portion of her not glue, just if we want to tag some different pieces under, we can do that. I think I want to put this on the back, and again just glue a little piece, a little portion. And then this thinking of you at Christmas, I'm just gonna glue it the way it is right down here. Love that. Okay, love her, she's so gorgeous. And I found these little tags. Actually, my daughter found these little tags when she was trying to wrap her present. And I have no idea where this came from. I believe is Craft Smart. So it must have been Michael's, and they were probably here for a good while in my craft room. And we can simply embellish these tags by using a tiny piece of scrap lace and some stitching and some buttons. Here we go. Let me pass this through my machine, and again I'm gonna do some buttons on these little tags, and then this can go throughout the book in different places. So I'll do 1 and 2. I like doing different ones. There, now we have these 2 little tags up in here, and now let's see, where can we put those tags? I mean, we definitely have plenty of places. For example, you can put them throughout the journal itself, or in here, since we have all of these pockets, you know, we can do it like something like that. Let's make sure that it will still fold, which is, it's fine. But and then here I'm definitely going to embellish that, but I wanted to see if it will fit. Oh, look at that. So it will fit perfect into this little envelope. So I'm going to have one there, and I don't know where I can have this other one. So maybe I can put this right in here, right there. There you go. Put it on the back. Okay, so that looks nice. And let me do something with this, because it's kind of bugging me that I just left it alone and didn't do anything to that. Okay, so we can play around with all these different elements that we have left over. I have that, I have this. Now this could probably be nice, so let's trim a little piece, something like that, or maybe something like so it could kind of, you know, like come out a little bit. I like that. So let's glue this down, and maybe we can make it like a little pocket. So I'm going to just add glue around like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna let that dry, and then this could be a little pocket, so we can add something here like that. So quick and simple, and it looks really nice. But I'm gonna wait for this to dry, and then so in here I definitely just want to add pictures, but maybe I can grab some book pages, and here, let me fold this in half, and we can add that down there. Now let's just trim this a little bit. Okay, so now we have something like that. And before I glue this down, you know what I'm going to do. Okay, so I have my stitching in there, and now I can glue this whole piece down. And I'm doing a whole piece, so this can look like a little booklet, you know, all together like that. Okay, and then on the side I can probably add some of this pretty lace. Yeah, let's do that. So let me cut this, and we can put that on this side. There you go. There you go. So I think that looks cute. And let's just add a cute little Santa image in here. and then we can have this room so we can collage a picture, an image, add something behind this, you know, just anything. Here we can put this glue is better on the lace. Okay, so now we have that. This one is going to have this little piece in here, this little pocket. Let's see. Okay, I like that, but I don't like it too long. Okay, so let's see if this is going in. I might have glued it too much. There you go. Okay, so we have that. I'm going to use this up and just do the same thing we did on the other side. Just I feel like you need to look at some pretty lace, pretty layers, and this one can actually come down, and so we can see something pretty from the bottom like that. Okay, so there you go. I like it. I love it. Now let's add some more of these. Oh, I remember I wanted to add something here. Maybe this piece. This will be good. And let me just trim this. Cut that out. What's going on with this dog? Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's just finish up. I think we're almost done. We're pretty much done. And now all you have to do is fill it with your Christmas memories. Now we can cover these gussets maybe with some more little vintage lace. Well, this one's not vintage, but you know what I mean. So let's put this down. Okay, and I think we are done. So I hope that you guys enjoy this tutorial. I know it was all over the place. It wasn't really like a formal tutorial. It was a lot of talking and a lot of distractions but it was really relaxing to do. I hope that you were crafting along with me. Even if you're not making the same project, maybe you can just be crafting anything and we are crafting together. So I'm going to do a final walkthrough of this journal and see if something else come to my mind to add more little pieces of something, because I do have a lot of tags. I do have these little envelopes that I didn't use. I'm thinking I'm going to use this on my December daily because they're so pink and so cute. And I think for today we are done. I hope that you guys enjoy the tutorial. I do have the digital prints link down below if you're interested on taking a visit. And I love printable papers. You can print as many as you need. As I told you, I didn't even print it the whole collection. Like there's more. There's envelopes, there's tags, there's card sets, which I think they're pretty cool. And so yeah, there's just so many pieces to this collection. It is incredible, and so many things that we can do. And I hope that you are enjoying this holiday season and are spending some quality time with your family. And don't forget to treasure all of those special memories and moments. And I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.